Yo, what is up? We've been getting more positive feedback, and on the recent video most people have been asking when is the next one coming out. Well, here it is, guys. Welcome back to the channel. This is Jewel City. We've got our Golf GTI right here, and today I wanted to tinker with something a little bit different, see how else we can change the driving experience on this car. If you know me, I've been kind of messing around with this car for a few years now, you know, installing all types of mods like this intake, running a bunch of different cars. And today I feel like I've come up with something a little bit different and something I've been wanting to try out for a while. So here's the new mod. Alright guys, 2019 GTI here. It's a 6-speed manual turbocharged front wheel drive. So for today we will go ahead and test if there's any difference in acceleration when you reduce rotational mass. For this test, here are a couple things to note before we get started. We'll be switching out from 18 inches to 17-inch wheel and tire combo just in the front, because this is front wheel drive, not the rear. We just want to test out the front and see if there's any acceleration differences there. Second thing, because this is a manual, we want to eliminate as many variables as we can for this acceleration test. So there will be no shifting for the acceleration test range, the speed range. We want to make sure the turbocharger is fully spooled up. So I'm thinking probably around like 60 to 100 would probably be the best bet in terms of fully spooled up turbo, just accelerating all the way to that point and stopping there before having to shift. So we'll do a third gear, wide open throttle to test that out and see if there's any differences when we reduce the rotational mass by dropping to a smaller diameter wheel and tire combo. So I'm pretty stoked about this. I've heard about this for a while, and these wheels already are pretty light versus the stock. I did feel a noticeable difference driving on the butt dyno, but no actual proof or, you know, scientific testing or data or anything like that. So I wanted to make sure if we tried this out on the fronts that we would test it out. If it works, great. If not, then, you know, then we'll have our answer. However, I'm pretty confident that it will increase some sort of performance, but we just don't know by how much. So today we will be trying to figure that out. Let's go ahead and do this quick acceleration test. Let's see what type of time we get. Again, I will probably full throttle in from 50 just so the turbo can start to spool a little bit sooner. That way by 60 it's fully spooled up, and then, you know, once we get to that. We're gonna make sure we're gonna have full 85 for this test. We want a full tank of gas. No gimmicks.
Hear that? That's the real sizzle of a real grill.
Let's go ahead and fill up the tank here.
We freshly grill our marinated chicken right here in our kitchens. It's what makes our epic fresh guacamole burrito and epic Cali bacon burrito so fresh and epic. Say hello to Del Taco Better Bets. Introducing Del Taco's $5 cup.
Taking one last look at the 18-inch Konigs before we go ahead and switch them out. I've had these wheels for a long time on this car, and sometimes I do feel like switching up the look a little bit, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I keep the Konigs or should I swap it over to something else? There is another brand I had in mind, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. I don't know. I love the look of this wheel, but I kind of want to switch it up. Maybe should I get something darker or lighter? Full yet? Man, that thing's still going. Okay. So I didn't have my GoPro on me for the acceleration test, but we did hit the private road, and this is what we had come up with. Alright, and here's our first pass of the day on the private road. Mind you, this is full interior, guys. The car was left in normal mode, not sport mode. We're not trying to break any records here, so This won't be the quickest that the car is. This is just to show you the difference between 18s and 17s, something that's a little bit lighter. And by the way, this is using the Dragy app and the Dragy GPS performance meter. I'll leave a link in the description if you ever want to grab your own. So we hit 3.89 seconds, 60 to 100. There's a slight negative in that slope there, but it's very, very minimal. So for the most part, the road is pretty flat. And then our distance is on the left side there. And we will use to compare all of this against our best pass of the day, which is done in the same direction, same weather. This one is a tad bit quicker at 3.81 seconds, but this section of the road looks like it has a slight more decline there, which could have probably played a role in that slightly quicker time. But the distance is also a little bit shorter as well there at 449 feet. So keep both of these in mind, especially the distance and the slope. We will use it to compare against the 17s setup in just a moment. Let me show you the new wheel and tire combo that we'll be using. It is the Enkei RPF1s 17s. All right, Enkei RPF1 wheels. Let's pop this bad boy off. There it is. Now this is pretty light, noticeably light compared to the other wheels that I have on the car, which are already supposed to be light, but these are a little bit lighter. So let's go ahead and do a quick weight test and see what the weight is on this. Let's actually do it this way. Wait for that to zero out, perfect. And let's drop that right there. 15.8. Do one more quick test. Set to 0. All right. Yep, 15.8. So we can confidently say that these wheels are in fact in the 15-pound range, which is pretty darn light. And it does shed off a few extra pounds from the 18-inch wheels that we have currently on the car. All right, and now we have our Michelin tire right over here. So let's go ahead and weigh this and see how many pounds it is. We'll add it up to the RPF1 wheels for a grand total of how much pounds it is overall. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy on the scale. But first, let's get the scale activated. Perfect, we zeroed out, and now let's go ahead and drop the weight on there. And it looks to be about 21. Let's try it again, just to make sure it's accurate. All right, I think the wheel kind of moved a little bit of the tire, and gently sent that right there. Yep. So we are looking at about 21 pounds, which does save a few extra pounds over the other wheel and tire combo right over here. So you can kind of get an idea of what this is. So downsizing to the 17s saves a few extra pounds on the wheel and the tire. It should clear the brakes and everything, but let's go ahead and get these bolted up, and then we'll see how it does on the private road here. Damn. I gotta say, guys, there's just something about new wheels and tires, like fresh rubber, especially with that silver, that contrast. It just looks really, really nice. And I'm very excited to see what the car will look like with something different, even if it's just up front.
The TPMS sensor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has Bluetooth.
Yeah. It's like in the Lamborghini, something like that. The,
So you have
the
the same
sensor
thing?
is right there. You put it right there.
Y ahí se queda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
There's some sensors you get, you put it there, and then you can put Bluetooth on your phone, and it could check live data,
Damn,
the
that's
tire pressures
crazy.
and everything.
Yeah. You don't want sensor
I
right
know
here.
que no. Yeah.
You see, it's safe, you cannot break anything.
I know. That's what I was thinking. You can't break it. Literally.
I'm just wondering how it's going to fit, since these are a little bit smaller with the performance pack caliper on the GTI, but we'll see how it goes, right? I mean, it should have enough clearance, but I think it'll be a very, very tight fit. Here we go, we got our boy Suzuki over here who did the inspection on this particular wheel. Check it out. Made in Japan, alright. I know they're basic RPF ones, but man, there's a reason why these wheels are so popular. Alright, we got the first one mounted up. Check out this clearance, guys. It is almost touching It is so close. Here's a backup. Let's walk back a little bit. Overall, that's the look, minus the monster truck gap. But coming back right here, man, it's such a snug fit. Hopefully we don't run into any issues driving this. Man, it's so close. Just look at that. The camera can't really even pick up like the gap distance, but let's see what happens if we try to spin it a little bit and kind of check that out there. Damn, can't wait to see what it looks like once it's fully dropped on the suspension and everything. Man, these silvers are great. If you look at the other side without the wheel, you can kind of see how big the performance pack brakes are. I mean, they're not like a big brake kit or anything like that, but for something that's like 17-inch, it's definitely cutting real close there. So again, here's the driver's side, this time with the flash. Maybe can pick up a little bit more, but let's see. Overall looks really nice though. It's finally coming down. All right. Take off that wheel gap. Here for the performance numbers. Let's see. Alright, finally we've got some new wheels up front, guys. Check out the difference between front and rear. You can kind of see how the 17s are a tad bit smaller there. And man, look at the difference. So crazy. So I guess this is what the car would look like with some silver wheels up front. Kind of get an idea if I were to switch all four to something different. Get a little bit more up close here. Check out these angles. Maybe in the sunlight you can see the little gap. Kind of. No, not really. Just trust me, it's really close. But it fits. Just gotta make sure no rocks get stuck in there, because then that would kind of suck. And he gave us the blue valve stem. Kind of wish it was the red to match with the calipers, but oh well. I'll take it, it's free. Fitment wise, it's right in there. Alright, here we have our 18-inch wheels. Let's go ahead and get these on the scale and see the weight difference. I can definitely feel it picking it up. Let's see. See what we're dealing with here. Wait, first let it zero out. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. 44 pounds. So 18-inch wheel and tire combo, 44 pounds. Now that we had a chance to weigh both wheel and tire combos, we can finally compare them and see the difference between both acceleration tests. So here we have our previous run with the 18s at 3.81, that was our best, and here is our latest at 3.70. So hold please, take a look at this guys, pause the screen if you have to. You can see the difference here between the top with the 18s, bottom with the 17s. It is currently 0.1 second faster, 60 to 100. So we clocked in at 3.70 seconds. So it is a little bit quicker, right? Again, this is done on the same road, same direction, same day, same weather. The main difference is that when we did our first pass with the 17s, it kind of got a little squirrely up front. The tires weren't fully broken in yet, so we had to let off. So that being said, it started off at a different section of the road, which comes to my next point of the slope. If you look at the slope between the top and the bottom, our best pass at the top was negative slope 0.2, and then our bottom best pass was actually on a positive slope at 0.8. It was inclined slope, yet we still got a little bit quicker by 0.1 seconds. Now, if you were to compare the left side here, if you look at the distance, the top we have 449 feet versus 438 feet. So that's about 11 feet difference between these two passes right here. Again, the bottom one being on an incline. So it's definitely quicker, right? Now, is it crazy quick? Like, oh my God, he's, you know, a bus length ahead. No, not from this data that we're seeing right here. It's definitely nothing like that. This difference, you wouldn't really notice it on, let's say, like your everyday drives, I would assume. But let's say if you are trying to get like the best times or trying to cut down on times, you know, this little minimal difference can kind of edge out a little bit and shave off a few extra. But point is, yes, it looks like it is a little bit quicker here. Now, one thing I did want to point out is that with that difference in slope there, I would assume that if it were to be matching slopes, that the bottom might actually be even quicker. By how much? My guess is maybe another 0.1 second, so 0.2 total. That's my guess. But nonetheless, let's say if it really was just 0.1 second quicker, right? How much quicker is 0.1 second? For those of you who are not really familiar, here, let me break it down for you. If you look at this image right here, this is from one of the Motor Trend videos. You have two cars that are basically at photo finish here. The yellow one in the back came out to be 0.1 second quicker than the red one that you see right in front of us. So you can kind of get an idea. It looks like 0.1 second, you're at like the back bumper, you're at the back tire of that car. So it's close to one car length quicker. Now, is this worth it going through wheel and tire combo? Well, that's kind of up to you, right? If you're just going to daily drive this car and you don't care much about like the best or maxing out performance, anything like that, I honestly would hold off on this. Another reason why I would hold off on this, at least if you drive a GTI with performance pack brakes, is that with 17s the clearance is very, very low. And one pebble that gets stuck in there by that caliper can just rub and graze that entire inner wheel well right there. So just something to note, guys. I probably wouldn't recommend it just because of that. You know, you just don't want to get any debris stuck in there versus having the classic 18 look that fills up the wheel wells pretty good and everything like that. But that's just my personal opinion, to be honest. Do as you please with this information. On the positive note, you know, if you had a car, same exact car, same build and mods and everything like that, but you throw these 17s on there, you know, you will be technically quicker than that other car with the same setup. So you kind of edging them out a little bit. So that's the flip side. So it looks like it did help out, not by much, but it is noticeable. I mean, if you're looking at photo finish right here between the yellow and the red car, that's kind of what you're looking at. Now again, this was just from 60 to 100. Who knows how it could have been from 60 to 130, 60 to 150, 40 to 140, whatever it is. You know, you might see a bigger difference there. Yeah, it's very interesting to see. I don't know if I should keep these or not. I mean, they do look kind of cool with that the little mix match when you pull up to like the car meet. It's like a little mini drag pack going on right here with this, but I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it. I don't know. I might just get rid of it. We'll see what happens. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Would you keep a setup like this that's about like 0.1 to 0.2 seconds quicker, or would you just go ahead and try to swap it out, have matching wheels, get something else? What would you guys do if you're in this situation? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll go ahead and read each and every one of them. And as always, if you have any questions, same thing, drop it down in the comments below. And yeah, hope to catch you on the next one. Peace. So check this out. It's been a few weeks since I had the lighter wheel and tire combo up front here, and I recently switched back after the couple weeks, right? When I had that wheel and tire combo up front, the RPFs, I felt like, you know, it was very negligible. I didn't really feel much of a difference. Yes, the times did show a difference, but overall I didn't like driving, didn't really feel that much, and if I did, it was very, very minimal, right? Well, I recently just switched back to these. I did an hour and a half long drive, and let me tell you, I did feel the difference this time. With these wheels, it's slightly less peppy between taking off from red lights, but also cruising on the highway. When you let off throttle and you're just coasting and you want to get back on it again to merge, switch lanes, anything, I definitely felt a difference then. There's a little bit more lag in when the car starts to pick up and move. The lighter wheel and tire combo definitely felt a little bit more peppy. So yeah, I guess you could say it really does make a difference.